Hello, friends. How are you doing? Day 5:30. Oh my gosh. And today I'm coming in a little late. It's about 11 o'clock, but coming in for, what do you call it? Storytime Sunday. Yes, it is Sunday. And tonight, I'm going to be sharing you a little bit about my journey when I caught COVID. And so the reason why I'm actually sharing this now is because I've been uploading all my videos from my first 400 days. And I'm at day 250 or so, something like that, 230 something. Anyway, that was when I caught COVID. And that was the Delta strain at the time. It wasn't confirmed as Delta, but that was the main one. And that was the most lethal, most potent strain thus far. And so at the time, I was not vaccinated, so I basically felt all of the effects of coronavirus. And so I'm just gonna share you about what I remember from it. Some of it's still hazy, not clear, but I'll share what I can remember. I've uploaded the first, I think, 3 weeks now. I came back. I was in the States. I came back on August 3rd, and I had caught it on that day somehow. Because I had 2 flights and a bus trip back, and somewhere on my travel day, it was 20 hours of travel, and so obviously I was tired. My immune system was low, was weakened, and I didn't eat very well. So. I obviously caught it somewhere there. When I got to the border, I had a COVID test, and it was negative, so I was allowed to go back into Canada. No issues. I just had to quarantine. And then a couple of days after that, symptoms started to arise, and it started getting worse and worse and worse. I started looking back at some of my videos, and I'm like, wow, I sound decent compared to how I felt at the time. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. It was such a challenging time for me. Because number one, the first few days, I had when the symptoms really got bad, I had no sleep for like 2 days. Or very little, maybe a few hours. And that was very challenging because sleep is very important in terms of recovery whenever you're sick or have something. And I actually forgot, but yeah, I lost my appetite, had no sense of taste. And me being a foodie, I love food, but I couldn't enjoy anything. I had no appetite, so I didn't want to eat anything. And just look at my journey, like look at my videos. Wow, after like a week of barely eating anything, maybe a bar a day, like 300 calories, I lost so much weight. I had been working out consistently for like a year, and then within like 2 weeks, like my muscles atrophied, and I lost so much weight. It was wow. And yeah, after a week or so, so I had a fever, and it was very challenging because I started to lose my energy, very lethargic, no energy at all to do anything. And one night I remember I was trying to get to the washroom, and I was very dizzy, and I fell, and then I kind of blacked out for I don't know how long, but I still need to get to the washroom because I had to go to the washroom. And finally, I got up. I was crawling basically to the toilet. Got on. I just sat there. I just rested my head, and after sweating out a lot of stuff, I didn't know what was happening, but I just sweat like big time. And after a while, it basically, it felt as if I sweat the fever out. And then afterwards, I was able to sleep, thankfully. But then a day or two afterwards, I started to develop a cough, which again hindered my sleep, which was very challenging. But just looking back at my videos, like I said, it was, at the time, I felt so horrible. I look at my videos do not give it justice as to how I actually felt at that time. And so I had no energy. I was just giving people a quick update. Like my videos were 5 minutes or less. Most were like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Quickly giving people a quick update on how I felt, what I was going through at the time. Because again, the vaccines had just come out a few months, so I wanted to wait and kind of see some results, see some numbers, and see what's if it's something that I should be taking or want to take. And so I was, again, I was just dealing with the best I can, and very fortunate. I had a lot of friends reach out. Again, I was just sharing because no one really knew, and no one was really sharing anything as to how they were feeling or what they were going through when they caught COVID. And so I just want to share my journey, raw and real, and just let people know, hey, this is what I'm feeling this day. Every single day for like the first 3-4 weeks or 5 weeks, I forget. But every single day, I just shared my journey, how I felt, what I was going through, some things to consider. And then after about the 5th week, I think, I started to share once a week because I started to gain some energy back. And then once a month after another month or so. And then after 3 months is when I started to feel decent. Because after, the first 3 weeks were quite challenging. I didn't have any energy. I remember a stretch where I could not do anything for longer than 5 minutes before I got winded. Like literally, I would brush my teeth. 5 minutes later, I'd be like, I was trying to catch my breath, and so I had to quickly finish and just go to the bed or go to my couch and just lay there and just catch my breath. It was crazy what I was going through. I had never felt that before. Showering, oh my gosh, I'd only be able to basically wash my body, and then I'd have to shut off the water. I was still wet. I tried to dry myself as fast as possible, and I would boot it back to my bed, butt naked, because I had no energy. And then the next day, I would shampoo my hair, because that's all the energy I had. Literally 5 minutes. I couldn't do anything more than 5 minutes before I was really, really tired. So I couldn't wash the dishes. I couldn't cook, obviously. I couldn't put anything together. Fortunately, I had some friends come over and just bring me food. Because I was sharing my videos, I was requesting what I needed if anyone wanted to help me. And I'm so grateful for all my community, my friends, my family, my tribe. Very, very grateful because, we all need help at times. And in general, I try not to ask for help if I don't need it. But when I do need it, oh my gosh, I'm just so thankful that I have people that care enough that are willing to come and actually help me when I need it. And so I had friends come over every second day. Like somebody came by with some food, like family, my brother, my mom one time, my friends from high school, my friends from Facebook. And interesting thing was some of my closest friends, none of them actually knew where I lived. Because most of the time, I would actually go visit them. And so they never actually came over to my place. Plus, most days I'm out anyways. So, but I never thought about that until I needed people to come over. And then after a few weeks in, I ran out of utensils, ran out of bowls, and my place needed a cleaning. And fortunately, I had my friend made me come over after about, I think, 3 weeks. She cleaned my dishes, my counters, and just kind of sanitized a little bit of the place. Not fully, but enough so that I had some stuff to use. And then maybe 2 to 3 weeks after that, I had my friend Olivia and her sister. Is it Priscilla? Yeah, I think so. They tag team and they came over. They actually cleaned the whole place. I was like, wow. They said, just sit on the couch. We'll do everything. They were masked up, gloves. Like, wow. I'm like, seriously. I wasn't expecting that. I was just, but I'm grateful. I was like, wow. They did my sheets in my bedroom. I'm like, wow. I'm like, wow. Thank you so much. Like, it wouldn't be above and beyond what I would have even expected. So I'm so grateful. Like, wow. Because again, at that time, I didn't have the energy. By that time, I could probably do stuff for about 15 minutes. But even 15 minutes, what can I get done? Like nothing. I can't even do dishes. I can't even do laundry. You know what I'm saying? I felt very useless, which was very frustrating for me. Because I was trying to be productive. I don't like sitting around and doing nothing, but I ended up having to do that. Um, but again, I had to listen to my body. Because health is number one, my friends. I've always put health at the top of my priorities. And that's why, that's part of the reason, that's one of the main reasons why I'm a vegetarian. That's why I do intermittent fasting. I eat very clean. I don't add many, I don't even add much salt to any of my food or anything like that. Just all natural flavors. And I take my vitamins and all that. So I was never really worried. So when I got COVID, I'm like, oh crap. When I felt it, oh my gosh, it really hit me. But I was never really too worried because I looked at the numbers and it seemed like, not seemed, the number said 99.7 or 99.3%. I don't know, something like that, of people who catch COVID recover. And of that, a very small, I think it's less than point something percent actually have long haul symptoms or long term effects. So I'm like, okay, I'm a numbers guy, so I'm like, okay, cool. Less than 1% chance of anything serious, I'll take it. But I understood the risk, right? I didn't just, I thought critically. I used critical thinking and made my choice, basically. And so I wasn't too worried about catching COVID and overcoming it. I just didn't realize how potent it was to catch it. Holy crap. Looking back, you know what? I don't regret anything because, again, like, without going through it, I wouldn't have been able to share my journey. And it helped a lot of other people make choices for themselves. Because, again, at that time, vaccines were only out maybe 3 months. And so nobody knew really much about anything. And I think, like a lot of people told me afterwards, hey, I'm watching your videos. I'm like, oh, okay, like you don't even know my Facebook. But obviously people were sharing and telling about people, right? So, hey, if you want to know what to expect if you get the COVID Delta strain, then this guy's going through it and sharing his journey. And that's really why I shared my journey. Because I didn't know what to expect. Like, one of the worst things that people can go through is just uncertainty. If we are certain as to what to expect, we feel a lot better. Even though it may not be a good expectations, at least we know. And so that's why I shared. And so when I went through it, again, I obviously developed natural antibodies, so natural immunity. Whoop, whoop. So I got some protection. And then I got COVID again, the Omicron variant in December, which was Christmas basically, a small gathering. So five out of 7 people caught it, and funny enough, 2 of the people who didn't catch it, one was vaccinated, one was not. So yeah, but this time it was very, very mild for me. Like a week later, I was basically symptoms were gone, and none of it was serious at all. So I don't know, maybe it's because of the Omicron variant, or maybe it's because I had some protection from some of the Delta strain before. Who knows? Regardless, it was very light. So I'm very grateful, very thankful for that. And again, like, I am so grateful to be able to, be healthy. And every day, I'm grateful to be alive. And also living in Canada. Oh my gosh, Vancouver. A gorgeous city with gorgeous weather, beautiful people, and most importantly, having a community of people who care about me and I care about them, and I'm just grateful. And so, it was quite a wild ride to be honest. Like, I remember near the beginning, the first week or so, I was hallucinating. Like, I was hallucinating. When I had the fever, I was just trying to sleep. So I was like in and out of consciousness. And I remember that I was hallucinating, thinking I can, at first it started, I'm jumping like big heights. and then big distances. And then I started to hallucinate, thinking I can like leap far distances. And then I started to think, hey, if I can leap this far, I started to think that I could fly, and I started to fly around the world. And in my mind, it felt very real, which was crazy. And then, of course, after the fever, if you remember me sitting on the toilet and then just sweating out, after that point, I stopped hallucinating. And so that was only, I think, the first week or so. For sure, 10 days or less. That was when the hallucinating and the fever was. After that, I was fine. But man, like, COVID is no joke, my friends. Well, the Delta strain, anyways. Now there's a bunch of different strains, but from what I hear, it's a lot less potent. So most people are having pretty mild symptoms. But of course, that doesn't mean that you will have mild symptoms, right? Every person's body immune system is made up differently and will react differently to different diseases. So always try to protect yourself the most you can. What can you do? Eat healthy, exercise, get outside, get some vitamin D, take some vitamins. Oh my gosh, echinacea, vitamin C. There's a lot of natural alternatives, right? Lemon is great. Lemon water, right? It helps your body become more alkaline. So grounding, earthing, right? Just connecting your body with Mother Nature, that helps as well. And so there's another thing. But anyways, I just kind of just want to share my journey that I went through. And if you really want to know what I went through, like each and every day, I just uploaded the videos. And like I said, I'm if you want to know the number, it's around 250. But if you look in the description, I put the date of each video. So it started on August 3rd is when I came back to Canada, and you can go through the journey. Okay. Anyways, friends, hopefully, this helps you understand a little bit about what I went through, or if anybody you knew what they went through. And I really hope that none of you have to go through what I went through, because it was quite frustrating, quite challenging, but at the same time, it allowed me to slow down and just, focus on myself. It's just a trip retelling the story. But anyways, that's all I have to share tonight. Hope you're having an amazing end to your weekend. I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao.